NBC 17, the one to watch. Now, NBC 17 News at 11.
Unanimously, Timothy McVeigh will be sentenced to die.
Tears, embraces, even a few cheers. Bittersweet justice for bomb survivors and family members as the jury in the Oklahoma City bombing trial recommends the death penalty. Good morning, Lily. I'm in Halloran.
And I'm Mark Wilson, in for Byron Day. Thanks for staying up with us. Despite the pleas for mercy, the 12-member jury unanimously decides Timothy McVeigh will pay with his life.
An eye for an eye for the deaths of 168 people, victims of the worst terrorist attack in U.S. history. As NBC 17's Steve Handelsman tells us, justice is bittersweet.
After voting death for Tim McVeigh, juror Jonathan Candelaria came home tonight into the arms of his loved one.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I'm proud to have been on the jury, and that's
What do you think of Timothy McVeigh?
I can't comment right now, thanks.
Juror Diane Faircloth got a warm welcome home, but said she didn't welcome the defense argument that all Americans share blame for the bombing.
I don't feel I was responsible for anything that Mr. McVeigh acted on.
Juror Tanya Stedman said McVeigh met her criteria for execution.
If an individual, consciously, intentionally takes another person's life, then they're basically forfeiting their own.
Stedman said McVeigh's chief defense lawyer, Stephen Jones, did a good job despite losing. He returned the compliment.
The jury has spoken, and their verdict is entitled to respect.
As the jury returned its recommendation of death, Tim McVeigh flashed a peace sign and told his parents it's okay. Victims of his crime agreed.
Wonderful. Feels great.
We may not find out if there was anybody else involved, but at least we're going to get rid of him.
That was NBC 17's Steve Handelsman reporting. Timothy McVeigh will also be tried in Oklahoma City, where he will face state charges on bombing and murder.
Many Triangle residents sounding off this morning with their opinions on the verdict. Most of them split on choosing a life or death sentence. Nearly everyone, though, hoping it will bring some closure.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, a crime of this magnitude deserves punishment befitting it, so I think that the punishment fits the crime, definitely, in this case.
People are sentenced to death for maybe 1 or 2 murders, and I don't think that's right. That's life imprisonment, but when you kill over 100 people, that's what it was made for.
I really think that maybe he should have been stuck in prison and had to look at all those people around his cell. I think he should have had to suffer through it, but at the same token, I don't think we should have to pay for him to be set up and pay for his cell and his food and everything.
I have a hard time thinking anybody can judge another person and put him to death. I don't think he's a major threat to society.
I think he got what he deserved. He made a lot of family suffer, and he killed a lot of people, and sometimes an eye for an eye is the way we have to go.
Well, now that he has been sentenced for his crime, what is the next step for Timothy McVeigh? Well, he will likely be brought here to what's called the Supermax, the maximum security prison in Florence, Colorado, just 90 miles south of Denver. McVeigh will probably stay here for several years while his lawyers appeal his case. His defense team has until July 7th to file motions for a new trial. The law, by the way, gives them 2 chances to appeal now, a process that could very well take as many as 5 years. Well, now, as for Terry Nichols, McVeigh's co-defendant, his trial date has not yet been scheduled, but federal prosecutors say they are ready to proceed. Nichols' trial could begin as early as 6 weeks from today.
In other news, a Cumberland County boy is in surgery at this hour after being shot in the head. The 14-year-old and another boy were apparently playing with a gun when it went off. Police tell NBC 17 the shooting looks like an accident at this point. The boy was taken to Cape Fear Valley Medical Center. A twisted murder-for-hire case in Harnett County. An uncle confesses to helping kill his own 8-year-old nephew for money. Firefighters were called to a house in the Harnett County town of Coharie, where 83-year-old Frances Brewington and her great-grandson, 8-year-old Brian Brewington, were found dead yesterday. At first, police thought the fire was accidental, but they discovered Frances Brewington was stabbed. Today, officers arrested 34-year-old Robert Brewington and charged him with murder. Police say Brewington conspired to kill his nephew for a $58,000 insurance policy. NBC 17 talked to family members today who said they can't believe Brewington would turn on his own family for money.
I just can't believe he done something like this. He was, you know, he was always raised in church. We were always close. And, I mean, I cut his hair. I'm a hairdresser, too. And, I mean, I cut his hair. I just can't believe he done something like this because he took care of the child. When nobody else wanted him, he was there to take care of the child.
Investigators also arrested two others, 19-year-old Vera Sue Lee and 17-year-old Michael McKeithen, on first-degree murder charges. Police say the trio had planned to split the insurance money.
A Chatham County woman is recovering from a bullet wound. She took matters into her own hands when she shot and killed an intruder in her own home. Investigators say when 36-year-old Sherry Reeves came out of the shower Thursday, she found a man standing in the kitchen armed with a knife. 45-year-old Vincent Reeves, no relation to Sherry, then allegedly told her he intended to rape her. Sherry ran into her bedroom, grabbed a gun, and then in a struggle accidentally shot herself in the leg. She then shot Vincent 4 times in the chest, killing him, according to police. The sheriff says it appears to be a clear case of self-defense.
We'll gather this evidence and turn it over to the district attorney and let him decide, how to proceed with it.
Vincent Reeves also had a long record of arrests. He was arrested last April and charged with assaulting another female.
7 people are in custody tonight in Fayetteville in connection with a prisoner on the run and $150,000 worth of stolen household items. Cumberland County Sheriff's investigators say a man who escaped from a South Carolina prison was hiding in this house on Owen Drive. He led detectives on a high-speed chase and then crashed his car. Police arrested him after a foot chase, while investigators found the house inside filled with refrigerators and kitchen stoves still in their boxes. A dozen full living room suites, along with lamps, chandeliers, mirrors, and porcelain vases.
At this point, we're trying to determine exactly where the property came from, and we're working with other counties that are surrounding Cumberland County to try to pinpoint the location where these items were taken from.
Does it seem like they were taken out of brand new homes?
Either they were taken out of brand new mobile homes that were on a sales lot, or maybe a warehouse where they store items.
Now, detectives are still investigating and may be able to reveal tomorrow all of the charges and how all 7 people are connected. 150 people have been arrested on Interstate 95 in Harnett County.
That's right. Police are searching for drugs. And as NBC 17's Keith Taylor shows us, a police drug task force busted them during a 3-day operation.
The 95 being the main route from Florida to New York is known as a pipeline for drugs.
This pipeline now has a hole in it in Harnett County.
What we're doing is out here doing our part to try to help stem the flow of drugs.
A police task force made up of 10 federal, state, county, and local law enforcement agencies set up a drug checkpoint along I-95.
But we're not actually pulling them over unless we spot them doing something on I-95 that they shouldn't be doing.
They question those who pull off the highway and with probable cause search the car using drug-sniffing dogs.
I've been pissing, stomping the ground and everything else, but it worked. I appreciate that.
The dog found drugs in Phil Booker's car.
What did you have? 2 joints. Yeah. So it was definitely, I had nothing to hide. It was definitely personal, so. I hope they find somebody. I hope they find a truckload like that.
Going south, they came up on the ramp, made a U-turn, hit I-95.
They found crack cocaine hidden in Tylenol bottles. Police say they found drug paraphernalia in the trunk of this Cadillac. A huge bong, a marijuana pipe.
Where do we need to get the camera on?
Police say it belongs to this teenage boy, and he is now in even bigger trouble with his mother.
Made 40 to 50 drug alcohol arrests, probably 50 or more traffic violations. We've arrested for 1 fugitive, a DWI. We've arrested several people for weapons violations.
They found out my license was revoked. And that's a good thing, too, because I'm saying it is people driving around here drunk.
Many drivers who have drugs in their car try to get rid of them. They throw them out onto the highway to avoid getting caught. But task force members are right there to pick up the evidence. They want to try to stop the flow of underage drinkers and shut down the drug pipeline. On I-95 in Harnett County, Keith Taylor, NBC 17 News.
Thank you, Keith. This is not the last we've heard of this. The task force moves from county to county. They say they will set up more checkpoints coming up in the future.
Some alarming new evidence behind the grounding of an airline based at RDU. The federal investigation that prompted the grounding of Midway Connection started here. Investigators say they not only found unqualified mechanics taking care of the planes, But they also discovered some maintenance records were altered. Last week, Midway Connection announced it was going out of business. Corporate Express is expected to take its place at REU.
Members of a Fort Bragg unit are enjoying tonight one of the highest military honors of its kind. At a special ceremony at the Special Operations Memorial Plaza this morning, the 112th Signal Battalion was recognized with the Army Superior Award. The battalion supported peacekeeping efforts in Turkey, Iraq, Rwanda, Italy, Bosnia, Croatia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and also Ecuador. From nearby Pope Air Force Base, more than 100 soldiers are packing their bags, making some last-minute checks before their trip to Bosnia. The Army is sending 132 troops to the war-torn region tomorrow. These soldiers, by the way, recently completed training in landmine awareness and also cold weather safety.